So angry and so upset at what happened to our country. But these young men and women are joining the military to make us safe. I want to tell you the story of Steven Siller and why I'm here today. Steven was a fireman, 34-year-old fireman, just worked the night tour on 9/10. Our shift ended at 9 o'clock in the morning, so Steven was already on his way home from his Park Slope firehouse. Steven worked in Squad Company Number 1, an elite rescue unit in the New York City Fire Department. Steven had a golf date with his 3 brothers right here in Staten Island. If you remember, it was a beautiful Tuesday morning, not a cloud in the sky. Steven heard about the first plane into the tower, turned his truck immediately around, went back to his firehouse in Brooklyn. Squad 1 was already on the scene of the World Trade Center disaster. Steven got all his gear out of the firehouse, drove his truck to Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. As you know, the tunnels and bridges were shut down into Manhattan. So Steven got out. In my opinion, he made a great choice. He threw 65 pounds of gear, fireman's gear on his back, ran through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, which is 1.7 miles long, and I'll tell you why we know that, up West Street, and there Steven joined in the rescue effort that day to save lives, which they did. Unfortunately for Steven and 342 other New York City firemen, they perished that day trying to save lives. Steven, as I said, was only 34 years old, married to a beautiful wife, Sally, and the father of 5 small kids. Now, the story could have ended there, but it didn't. Steven himself was an orphan at age 10. His 3 brothers and his 3 sisters actually raised him. So when Steven died, not only did they feel they lost a brother, they felt like they lost a son. So he did something wonderful, and as we know in life, and as I said before, good things come out of bad things. And the Steven Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation is one of those good things that came out of 9/11. The brothers and sisters got together and formed this great foundation, which I've been a part of since day 1. And we decided to do good things in Steven's name. And we started out small, and we got bigger and bigger. We went down to New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. Recently, we've been out to Oklahoma after their tornadoes. We've been up to Boston after the Boston Marathon bombing. We support a orphanage in Haiti. And just recently, about 2 years ago, when Hurricane Sandy devastated our shores, the Steven Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation raised over $6 million and have been performing relief work throughout the Staten Island, Brooklyn, and Long Island communities for the last 2 years. I'm proud to be the managing director of that whole program for the Siller Foundation. A little sidebar, I got hurt myself in 2010, Christmas night 2010, at a fire in Brooklyn. After surgeries, I was forced to retire September 1st, 2012. And I guess you could tell I'm not a guy who just sits around, so I was worried. I was actually in a depression about what I was going to do. And this goes to be careful what you wish for. Because October of 12, Hurricane Sandy hits our shores, I immediately went out with the Siller Foundation, started gutting houses and performing work like that. And before you knew it, I was running a mold remediation program for the Siller Foundation. Now I'm running a sheetrock and insulation program for the Siller Foundation. Now I'm managing director of the whole rebuild program for the Siller Foundation, volunteering 6 days a week. So my wife looks at me sometimes and says, "I thought you retired." I said, "Well, I kind of did. I retired from making a paycheck, but I didn't retire from work." So it's a job I love to do, but I wish I didn't have to do it. But it's a great job. And talking about giving back, that's why I'm here. When Claudia asked me to speak today, I said, of course, because I feel it's so important, especially for the younger people here. I think it was Josh that mentioned the heroes of 9/11. The media and the American public are so wrong about who they think are heroes when they call Derek Jeter, who's a great athlete. Don't get me wrong, he's a great, great athlete. But they're not heroes, boys and girls. They're not heroes by a long shot. Guys like Michael and those 342 other New York City firemen. the 23 New York City police officers, the 37 Port Authority police officers, the more than 6,000 military personnel that have been killed in wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. They're your heroes. They should be your heroes. Those are the people we should be respecting. Those are the people that we should be paying oodles of money, not somebody that can catch a ball or kick a ball or can throw a ball through a hoop. And I just get annoyed when I see the papers calling those people heroes. Because these are the heroes, those guys standing against the walls, going to combat every day, going into fires, protecting our lives. Those should be our heroes. So